any system of equations can be solved by substitution. However, I want to show another method of solving equations by addition, that can be a little bit faster for some systems of equations. You'll see advantages to both of these methods as you practice with them. So here's some steps for solving equations by addition. First, we're going to multiply one or both equations by some number so that the coefficients of one variable are opposites. This is really important, and I want to illustrate it with this example as we go on. Second, we'll add the equations and solve. Third, we'll plug in the solution to solve for the remaining variable. So solving equations by addition really depends on setting up the problem correctly, and that's what step one is about. I want to choose a variable that I'm going to cancel out through addition. And in order to cancel it out, the coefficients in front of that variable have to be opposites. So if this is a 3x and I want to work with x, this needs to be a negative 3x. I'm going to make that choice for this system of equations. So I'm going to multiply this whole equation by negative 3. And remember, when you multiply an equation, you multiply on both sides to keep it balanced. So that's step one. Let me rewrite what I have now. I have 3x minus 5y equals 7. And I multiplied the second equation by negative 3. So I have negative 3x plus 6y equals negative 9. Once we set it up so that the coefficients of one variable are opposites, like I have here, 3 and negative 3, solving by addition becomes very easy. So the second step is simply to add these equations together. I have it lined up so all the like terms are together. So I'm going to add 3x plus negative 3x, that's 0. Negative 5y plus 6y, that's 1y. And it's equal to 7 plus negative 9, that's negative 2. So just like that, I got a solution for y. Y equals negative 2. I'm halfway there to solving this system of equations. Let's go on to, so that was step 2. Let's go on to step 3. We need to plug in this solution for y. Y equals negative 2. Just as before, we need to choose some equation up here to plug it into so that we can solve for x. I'll just take the first equation. 3x minus 5y, now I know that y is negative 2, equals 7. That means 3x plus 10 equals 7. 3x equals negative 3, and x equals negative 1. So we plugged in y equals negative 2 to this equation, and we were able to solve for x. Together, those are the solution to this system of equations. X equals negative 1, y equals negative 2, or you could write that as an ordered pair, negative 1, negative 2. Let's consider one more example of solving equations by addition. So I want to solve this system of equations. Remember, step 1 is to multiply one or both equations so that the coefficients of one variable are opposites. It looks like it will be easiest for me to work with the variable y. This is 3y, and so if I just multiply this equation by negative 3, I will have achieved my goal. So let's take the second equation, multiply by negative 3, and we'll rewrite what we have. So this is step 1. 5x plus 3y equals 8. And underneath it, I'll write negative 9x minus 3y equals negative 24. So now I have lined up this system of equations so that the coefficients of y are opposites. That way, when I perform step 2, which is the addition, we're ready to go, and we get some cancellation here. So 5x plus negative 9x, that's negative 4x. I'm performing step 2 right now. 3y plus negative 3y, that's 0. And this is equal to 8 plus negative 24 is negative 16. So I have negative 4x equals negative 16. Notice how quickly I got this very simple equation for x once I lined up the coefficients there. Negative 4x equals negative 16. That means x equals positive 4. So x equals 4. We're halfway there to the solution. Step 3 is just taking that value and plugging it back in to one of the equations. I'll choose the first one, and we're going to solve for y. So the first equation said 5x plus 3y equals 8. We now know that x is 4. So 5 times 4 plus 3y equals 8. 20 plus 3y equals 8. Let's subtract 20 from both sides, and I get 3y equals negative 12. Divide by 3, and y equals negative 4. So our solution to this system of equations is x equals 4, y equals negative 4, or as an ordered pair. Here's the solution.